Hey, besties! Welcome back to another episode of From Blended to Besties. This is episode 7 on season 5. So first of all, let me just say, I posted some photos over on Instagram and I wanted a spot to tell this story. It's the llama story.
Oh, I love that. Alpaca.
Oh, alpaca. Yeah, so I figured I would tell it over here just because it was hilarious. So Tiffany and I went to a farm, a little Highland cow farm. They had a ton of other animals, not just Highland cows.
Yes.
And we went, because selfishly, we've just been dying to go.
See the babies.
Yeah, they had a bunch of baby cows and like baby alpacas and just a bunch of different like little animals. So we went and to take some photos and just shoot some content. And are you seeing what your baby shower theme is? Is that a surprise?
Or no? I don't think it's a surprise.
Okay.
No.
So her baby shower theme is like llamas
and cactus.
Yeah, llama and cactus. So I honestly, when I booked the place, I thought it was a baby llama, but it was an alpaca. Whatever, they look the same.
Samesies.
So we,
they told us the difference, and I don't remember what it is.
She said she didn't know the difference.
Oh,
she
I
was
love
like,
that.
I don't know the difference.
I could have sworn that. All right,
but she said like one spit and one didn't or something. I don't know. But so I was like, oh, we could take some photos for your baby shower while we're here. And they're like, okay. They had like a couple of different ones, but they had a baby one that was like new to the farm.
No, he's a little.
He was little, or was it a she? I don't know.
It was a he.
It was a he.
Yeah, it was a he.
New to the farm, had never been on a leash.
Couple months old.
And so they're like, oh, you should take pictures with this one. And we're like,
he said he was the easiest one to hold on a leash. So
no,
we're like,
he hadn't been leash trained yet.
But they said like the other ones would be like stronger and a little more stubborn. And so I'm like, okay,
there was
a tinier one would be easier.
Yeah, holding the leash. So, she couldn't have something that was going to be like dragging her around. Mind you, this thing was like 60 pounds. Okay.
No.
So we tried our hardest to get. I did get like some decent photos of Tiffany and the llama. And there was also a baby cow that was like 2 months old, like peeking its head out the corner, which looks like a little creeper, but
yeah, he was not budging. He was terrified.
I know.
There was a donkey that was on the other side of the fence thing that for some reason this little alpaca was like, no, don't get near me. So he was absolutely terrified of the donkey.
Yeah, terrified of the donkey. So we're like walking around trying. Okay, so we have like a tripod set up. We're trying to walk around and get a photo with this alpaca. Yes. It was the hardest thing I've ever done in my life.
We had him in between us, and we thought we were ready to take a good picture. And we're like, all right, we're going to walk forward. He hauled ass forward.
Every single time, like, I would take a step forward. Like, he would, like, chase after me. So we just could not get any photos. And it's not like we had someone there, like, capturing our photos. Like, we were on a tripod.
Yeah.
So, and even the ones that I was trying to capture of you, like, I think I got some decent ones. But it was very hard. Animals do not cooperate. They don't speak English. We learned that.
So hard to pet him and be like, good boy. Like,
no,
just stay.
He just did not want to stay on the harness. He did not want to stay still for a photo. He did not want to be in front of the camera. So I'm like, okay. Eventually the baby cow comes over to me and starts chewing on my dress. And so I'm like, Tiffany! I was like, the baby cow's over here. Like, let's take some photos or whatever. We had the alpaca on the leash.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, maybe if we're like sitting.
I was on the floor. Were you on the floor?
You were trying to get the baby cow to come over. And we were like making ourselves look smaller so he wouldn't be so afraid of us.
She.
I'm
trying to remember what your position was that you were holding the leash.
I eventually took over holding the llama because I was like, well, maybe, I can try, or alpaca. And so then I tried holding the leash so we could get some photos, just like switching it up. And we got a couple, but the thing just kept like darting everywhere. So we got on the floor.
We did.
Trying to get the baby cow to come over and hold the alpaca. And something happened where it was like over by you.
I think he went like in front of me and then around me so you were holding the leash. So it was like around me. And I was like just a little further. And then it was right here when he was behind me.
Yeah.
That like
he like jumped over me, like across my lap.
He like just took off.
Starts running. And I'm holding onto the leash with my arms straight out in a dress, like being drug across.
Megan's trying to run as well, but she's like not making it. So then she's like tripping, and then we're like, maybe
no,
she
and
got
then
it.
I'm like drug across the floor. And I'm like, oh my God, I did not let go of the leash.
There was a good 30 seconds you were still up. You looked like you were gonna fall, and I was like, she got it. I think she got it. And then when I saw you falling and you just conceded, you were just like, take me as I am.
I was just like, whatever, just take me, because I was like, I didn't want to let go of the llama because I didn't know like how hard the llama was going to be to catch. So I didn't want to let go of the leash, and then like we're chasing around, a llama. Those things are fast. So I held on, and my hand was hurt so bad. I didn't break a nail, though.
I was
Which is
dying.
important.
I laughed my ass off.
Tiffany was
That's all I could
laughing
do.
so hard.
If anything, I was trying to tell myself, please don't pee here, please don't pee here, please don't pee here.
Everyone was laughing so hard. I was laughing so hard. It definitely hurt. I was covered in like hay.
You were just on the ground, just like,
I know,
like
and I
dead
just laid
silence
there.
for like a second. I'm like, is she okay?
No, I'm literally like, I'm just like, what was going through my
Leash
mind?
still in hand.
Yeah, I still had the leash like this. I'm just like, is this really happening to me right now? I'm like, of course it is. Like, of course it's happening to me. Like, this would happen to me. How embarrassing. That's what I just kept thinking. I'm like, wow, how embarrassing. And I was thinking about the fact that I was wearing a dress, but I had Spanx underneath. Or like a bodysuit or something. So I was like, at least my cooch isn't out.
Well, no, because remember you showed me earlier what it did look like under there. And you were like, if you see it, it's the Spanx. And I was like, damn, woman.
I was just so embarrassed. That fucking llama, man. And you know what's, or alpaca. And I wish I would have got it on film. You can see the picture where like it jumps over me, and then the next photo you can see is Tiffany just laughing so hard. She looks like she's about to pee her pants.
It was too funny. I couldn't help her any way, shape, or form. I didn't know what was going on. Didn't know the chaos was happening. That poor lady was like, you could have just let the leash go.
I didn't want him to be like running around. And then I didn't want her to be like, oh, we can't trust her with the animals if she would ever come back. She knows now that I will forever hold the leash no matter what. No matter what kind of danger, I will be dragged across the ground. I will hold on to the leash and not let go.
I know. And like I was like, the alpaca's only 60 pounds.
I know, it's very heavy.
Regardless.
Could you imagine like a 60-pound dog? Like,
well, the thing is, he's so big. Like, yeah, it's not like a little small thing. He was huge. To forget, you're trying to be gentle with the leash, and that was funny. It was hysterical. We didn't get any pictures though. Any good pictures?
Yeah, really. There was no really good pictures of us with the alpaca, but you know, I'm just happy it happened to me and not to you, because could you imagine? You would have to make a trip to the hospital.
Let go of the damn leash.
Like, girl, yeah, Tiffany would have sacrificed the.
Or I would have peed. Like, I would have peed of laughter instantly. Like, right there. I'd been like, we gotta go home now. Like, it would have been real bad.
Oh my god, it's so embarrassing. I can't. Yeah, that was just like, well, that is story of my life. And I had texted Tiffany earlier that day, and I said something along the lines of like, don't embarrass me in front of the cows. And she's like, it's gonna be you that embarrasses us. And I was like, no.
I knew it was gonna be you. I thought it was gonna be what you say, not how what you did. That was a surprise. But that was a funny one.
Yeah.
I wish we had it on YouTube. The way you just laid there, like all I could hear is what's that name? Sarah McLachlan in the eyes. Because you just like stared into the sky, and you were just like,
I was just laying there, and I was literally just thinking, I was like, is this really happening right now? Did that really just happen in front of the whole farm?
Oh my god, that was just the funniest.
Like, and it happened. I feel like it happened in like slow mo too.
No, it happened also very fast. I think the slowest part was how long you laid down there. Like, you could have easily gotten up and like played it off like there's nothing. No, you just laid on the ground.
Yeah, I just laid there and was like, wow, I cannot believe this is happening to me.
I'm telling you, if that alpaca would have gone on top of you again, I would have peed instantly. I'm like, just to like make matters worse, he does this. Oh, I would have died. Would have died. I would have told everyone. I would have put instantly on and be like, look at this.
I kind of wish it would have gotten recorded, because that would have been hilarious. It would have been some good content, but
oh my god, it would have been too freaking funny.
Unfortunately, we did not get it. We only got the picture of it like coming across me and Tiffany dying of laughter afterwards. But
yeah,
next time for sure.
Funny. Next time we'll make sure that we catch Megan falling with it.
So the topic we're going to talk about today is a TikTok I saw, actually, which I know we've like discussed it very briefly, and I would like to give my opinion on it, and we could just talk about it. So the TikTok was a skit between, it was a lady playing both parts, and it was, you know, a woman who had just had a baby and her sister-in-law coming over. And basically the skit started out, and she was the mother with the newborn baby was like, oh my gosh, you know, thank you so much for coming over. It's going to be so great to take a shower. Here's the baby. And so the sister-in-law is like, oh my God, you know, it's no problem. Of course, you know, like she hangs out with the baby or whatever. And the lady, you know, goes and takes a shower.
I wonder if it's
and then she comes back and she's like, or the lady was like, oh, you know, thank you. You know, it felt great to finally take a shower, blah, blah, blah. Do you think you could help with the dishes?
Oh yeah, I seen that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the sister-in-law is like, what?
Yeah.
Like, she was like, yeah, like, you know, she's like, I came over here to help with the baby, like, not clean your house.
Yeah.
And so the comments were like, crazy of people being like on the mom side, being like, if you're over there to help, it takes a village. If you're over there to help take care of the baby, you should be helping out because, new mothers go through a lot.
Mhm.
And the other side is, that's the price you pay to play with the baby or whatever. And then the second side was, how dare you, like the audacity to come over and ask somebody to clean your house. Like, it's different, like if someone volunteers, but to come over and expect people to clean your house for you when they're just over there to go see the baby.
Yeah.
So those are the two sides. I figured we could kind of have a discussion about it. And what are your thoughts? Like, because I feel like we kind of discussed like what your doctor said or whatever.
No, it was the birthing plan or whatever that I was telling you about.
The birthing plan.
First of all, I watch that girl all the time. All her scenarios with like the new baby and like the mother, sister-in-law,
That's the only one that I've seen.
Oh, I think I follow her like on my personal page. She's just great. I love her videos. She's done a couple of them that like just make so much sense, and you don't want to be rude and say those things, but like she says them, and then
she says what you're thinking.
Yeah, and then you see people in the comments and the way that they respond, and I'm like, this is why she does these skits, because of people like you. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I was telling Megan maybe a couple of months ago at this point. Mike and I found this like birthing plan thing to help you like. Or is it labor plan? I don't know what it's called. But it's a plan to basically like discuss everything that you want to discuss before the baby is here. So you kind of figure it out, like who you want in the hospital, how do you want to do things, who do you want to come to your house and stuff like that. And it said specifically on the plan, like write the list of names of people who would actually help you instead of just like hold on to the baby. Because it's just going to be stressful and stuff like that. And I was like, that is a great idea. Like just to have this whole plan thing and like only certain people can come and visit, because there's people who are just going to come and play with the baby and then like do absolutely nothing instead of helping. And I think my city is like the only people who actually do the dishes is Megan and your mother.
Only if there's a scrub daddy and gloves though.
I know. We bought those two things. That's why we have scrub daddies. Everyone keeps asking like, you love them? I'm like, no, Megan's the reason why they're here.
Yeah, I think I bought my own gloves and I keep them here just in case I have to clean anything.
Yeah. But no, I absolutely completely agree. I think it's very stressful, or I can imagine it's very stressful. And I think if you're there to help a mom out, like don't assume you're there to help with the baby. Like It just makes no sense. Like when people are like, she's done a couple of other skits when people are like, I want to help you with the baby, I want to help you. Do you need help, or do you need stuff to tackle? And then the people's first solution is, let me take the baby back home and like you have the house to yourself. And it's like, that's not helping though. Like that's not helping a new mom in any way, shape, or form. You help with like chores. Like, do you need me to make dinner for you so you can eat? Maybe like I'll make the dinner for you and then I'll hold the baby so you can eat a hot meal. Like that type of thing where you get best of both worlds. But if you're coming over, you should be helping. I don't get how you're just like playing with the baby and that's it. I've never gone to someone's house just to like play with a baby.
Well, you've never really like played with a whole lot of babies.
No, I don't actually. I really don't. Little babies actually scare the shit out of me. So this is going to be interesting.
So is that something that you're going to be enforcing?
Probably in the beginning. I mean, I also know that I'm going to have like a lot of support and a lot of help. So it's not like I'm really concerned with finding people to help. But I don't think I want people to just like come and like spend an hour, play with the baby, and then like leave. Like, I don't know. I also don't expect like people who aren't close. Like I see you every day and I see like my mom like all the time. Like obviously it's like makes sense for you guys to be around, but like for like a stranger, like an aunt or uncle or whatever, to like come over to spend time with the baby like in the beginning, I think is like a little like weird. Like you never see me any other time, you know? Like that.
Yeah, it's funny how many people like come out of the woodwork.
Yeah, that's what I think it's a little weird.
Like you never came over before, but yeah, they all want to see the baby. So you're gonna have a lot of people, I'm sure.
That's gonna be very interesting.
Cause I
don't know, but I know the people that I see all the time like are gonna be around like that. I don't expect anything like different. I don't expect you just to stop coming around now that the baby's
like,
here.
I was like doing chores today. I'm not going to Tiffany's.
Like, where's Megan?
Yeah, the way I see it is, for me personally, like, I would never assume that someone's going to come over and do chores at my house. Like, if you want to come over and see the baby, like, I'll use my aunt for an example. Like, she came over after Bryce was born and she hung out for a couple hours. She brought me a gift, like, she just held the baby, whatever, until he fell asleep, got her little baby fever out of the way. And then she left, like,
but you're also close to your aunt.
Yeah, but But me personally, like, if I were going over to someone's house to see a baby, like, if I were to come over here, or, anyone's house who has a new baby and I'm going over there,
Yeah.
I would always ask, like, "Hey, do
Yeah.
you need my help with anything?" Like, I wouldn't just go over there and be like, "Okay, well, I'm gonna see the baby, bye."
Yeah.
But I also would never ask somebody or assume, like, "Hey, you need to come over to my house and do the dishes because I'm letting you see the baby."
Yeah.
Or, like, assume or get upset because no one, like, volunteered. Me, personally, I would, because that's just the kind of person I am, but
Mhm.
I don't know, it's
But you're also the same type of person that, like, you how do I say this?
oh
You
god.
clean no, it's not a bad thing. Like, if I'm coming over, like, you don't care if, like, you clean the house or not, but if, like, someone else is coming over, like, a friend or an acquaintance,
Yeah.
like, you're gonna clean your house, I feel like
Mhm.
that would still, like, apply. Like, I feel like if you're coming over and, like, the baby's here, if it's fucking chaos, it's chaos, like, deal with it. But I feel like if, like, a friend was coming over, I'd probably be like, things
I
need
need
to
to
be in
clean up.
order. Like, if
Yeah.
the house is a mess, like, please don't come over. Like,
Yeah.
please don't see me like this.
No. Yeah, no, seriously.
I can tell you Megan haven't showered in 3 days and be like, it's fine though.
Yeah, same. Same seas. I haven't washed my hair, and I was literally telling her today, I was like, "I look crazy. I hope our video is really, low quality because your girl's freaking out."
For you.
And I don't know how to edit my face on YouTube.
Just a big blurred
I know.
thing all over your face.
A big static sign. Yeah, so, I just automatically assume the baby's born. I mean, I would obviously, even if you didn't ask me, I would volunteer anyway, bring over some food or something, if
Yeah.
the house isn't cleaned, or, you know, just volunteer my time anyway. But I would do that anywhere. You wouldn't have to ask me. But I don't know. I do think it's kind of, I don't know. I don't know. Like, I don't know how I feel about that. Like, if I went over to someone's house, like, for example, like, I don't want to say someone in Travis's family, but let's just say, like, I wasn't super close to Travis's family and his cousin just had a baby or something.
Yeah.
And I'd only met her a handful of times and we went over there to go visit the baby and she was like assigning me chores.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's like, I don't
I
even know
think
where your dishes go.
yeah, I
Like,
think
I
that's
don't
the biggest
really,
thing.
yeah.
You have to know, like, be familiar with some, like, I wouldn't want someone who doesn't know my house to help clean the house just because I don't know. I don't know if
You
you
know
might
what I
find a new mess
mean?
that I
Like,
may have hid by
yeah.
accident.
Like, I don't know how
I don't
I
want to
would
be
feel
embarrassed
about
by
that.
something or concerned about something, or you're doing something wrong and it's like, how do I tell you, like, you're not doing it right? Like, you're
Yeah.
making, like, things more difficult and, like, easier for
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, that's how I feel too. And it's just kind of like,
Yeah.
yeah, like someone like you, like, I'm comfortable with you. I'd be like, hey, would you mind, grabbing something on the way over here if you're coming
Mhm.
over? Hey, I would assume you would ask, like, I know if my stepmom were to come over, even my aunt, pretty sure my aunt did ask. And I was like, no, you don't need to do that.
Yeah.
But people would ask, I would hope,
Mhm.
because you're a new mom, and especially if your house is a fucking mess, I'd be like, damn, bitch. I'm gonna do your dishes.
No, I
The baby
know.
needs clean dishes.
For real. I think it would just depend on the closeness of people. But then that also, yeah, that comes into, like, who are you letting, like, strangers come and see, like, how soon, how late type
Yeah.
of thing.
Because, we have girlfriends who are gonna want to come over and see the baby and stuff, and it's like, I know for a fact if Jackie were to come over, Jackie would be cleaning because she always
I
cleans my
know she
house.
would
She always,
have
before
no
she even leaves,
issues.
she leaves my house cleaner than her own house.
Oh, I
Every
love
single
that.
time. And I'm pretty sure, like, all of our little girl group would at least ask, they would do something. But
Yeah.
yeah, that skit, I was just like, huh, I
No,
don't
I
know.
love all of her skits. She also does one about smoking, like when you ask someone to smoke and they're like, I don't need to do that. I think that was a skit I ever first saw about her before I even got pregnant, that I was like, people, like, need to respect boundaries, and thank God we don't have anyone that really smokes around us.
They said that they were gonna smoke and hold the baby.
No, it was a skit, the girl, the
Yeah.
second girl, whatever it is, she was smoking outside. She came inside and the lady was like, can you please wash your hands? And I have a new shirt for you to wear. And she was like, why do I need to wear a new shirt? And she was like, because it smells like smoke. And she's like, it's perfectly fine. The lady was like, no, like, follow my rules. And she's saying you're being dramatic.
In her
and stuff
house?
yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Like that, I would be like, absolutely, like,
I think we did
not.
that too, actually, because Travis's mom used to smoke, like, up
Mhm.
until, like, 5 months ago. Like, she smoked a lot, and I think she would bring, but she was also, like, she's very, like, self-aware and, like,
Yeah.
self-conscious about it. Like, she would bring her own, like, I wouldn't even have to ask her.
Yeah.
But yeah,
But just
no,
as
I
simple,
agree.
just following the rules. Because I've had friends who've had babies. I've had friends who had babies and just like throw the baby on my lap like without nothing. Like they
Yeah.
don't care. And like I'm in the middle of eating. I'm like, oh, I should wash my hands. And then I've had friends who were like, please wash your hands up to here
Mhm.
with this specific soap. And I'm like, I get it's a little excessive, but if that's what they want to do
Yeah.
and I want to hold the baby, I'm going to do it.
Correct.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm not going to complain or fight with them. Like, that seems so fucking rude.
Yeah.
I did cry a little bit when I was using hand sanitizer and I had a cut and I was like, oh no.
Yeah, no, especially like newborns. Like
Mhm.
newborns, like up until I can't remember when I stopped making people. Once the baby was able to grab stuff off the floor and put their own stuff in their mouth that fell on the
Yeah.
floor, like I was like, there's really no point. But
Girl, even when Bryce was a baby and you had him in like the carrier thing, and I was like, ah, from a distance, because I was like, I don't know if I can touch him. I don't know if it's appropriate. I don't know what the rules are. And I was like, but he's so damn chunky.
I
So I would just say
know.
hi from so far, and then he'd smile at his little drool thing, and I was like,
I
oh my
know.
god, he's kind of cute. But I was
He
not
was
gonna
so
ask you to hold him.
Girl, he would have thrown up all over you. I would have been like, no, trust me, you don't want to hold him. And you would have been like, wow, what a bitch. And I'm
No, I
like,
would
and
have
me
been
in
like,
my
yes, I
mind, I'm
do.
like, no, I'm literally sparing you because he had the worst reflux in
Girl,
the entire world.
You were carrying around little Michelin baby. I would have been
I
like,
know.
it's fine.
That's going to be your baby. Your baby. We talk about how chunky your baby is already.
Oh yeah, she's in the 80th percentile.
She's a big girl.
I know.
We love that for her.
I didn't even know what that meant. I was like, 80th, like she's missing 20%.
Girl, I can't with you. It's so embarrassing.
I didn't get what any of that shit means. She was like, she's thriving. She was like, I don't think you'll make it to March 31st. And she's like, and I hope you don't think this is a small child. That's when I told her, I was like, yeah, I put some preemie diapers in the registry just in case. She's like, take them off. I was like, okay.
Oh my god. That's so funny.
You're not going to need it.
Hopefully it's not like a 9-pound baby. Did you see that baby that was like...
Did you see the 14 one
yeah,
that I showed
14
you?
pounds.
Oh,
Could you imagine?
I could not. I'd cry.
It was a C-section though, right?
Oh, damn, I don't remember.
Girl,
I don't know, but
you better hope.
Fuck that 14 pounds. It's just going to live in there for the rest of its life.
My baby went straight to 6 months clothing.
I know. He was a fat baby.
Oh,
Fat
he was a little baddie. Oh my god. Yeah, so there was another video that she did. I think it was about like giving the baby back or something. Like the baby was crying and she's like, no, she just wants to spend time with her aunt.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, and the mom was like, no, like give her back. And she's like, no, she's fine. She's fine. Go rest. Like go sit down.
I can't imagine people fighting like that. Like
I know.
I have an attitude problem. I'm gonna be honest with that. I feel like I would kick someone out so fucking quickly if they did that to me.
I know.
Like
Not give your
to
baby
do
back.
that, yeah, like that's like so rude. Like I mean, I get like joking and like the whole like no, like it's my baby. Like I could see you, my mom
Yeah.
doing like that's like not a big deal. But
I
like to
don't
like
think I would
have
do that.
someone like fight with you on it, I think it's like so fucking rude.
I think this is me playing devil's advocate here. Like I know like if the baby starts crying, I know for me, like I would get uncomfortable and I would feel like the person didn't want to hold the baby anymore because the
Mhm.
baby was being fussy and I was like,
Mhm.
oh, give him back or whatever.
But you see some people, they got fear in the eyes when the baby starts crying.
No, exactly. And so you're like, okay, like I'll take him
Yeah.
back because some people don't want it. They're like feeling obligated, like, oh, I have to hold this baby because you gave him to me. Me, if the baby's crying, I don't care if the baby's crying. I will hold the
I
baby.
see you like, I'll figure it out. I got this. I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
What do you want?
No, I'd be like, it's okay. We'll walk around. We'll go outside. We'll go look. So don't feel like, I mean, unless obviously you want the baby
Yeah.
back. If you can tell like the baby's hungry or it's time to eat or whatever, and you're like, oh, like, but don't feel like, okay, the baby's crying. Like I need to take
Yeah.
the baby because she's gonna freak out or whatever. I can console the crying baby. And I feel like your mom would be the same way.
Yeah,
And I
no
feel like just
doubt.
having those conversations and like those boundaries and stuff. And then I know like if you say like, hey, I want the baby back, then yeah, like
Yeah.
okay. You know that I would keep it. But if you want the
You'd
baby
be like,
back,
are you sure? Are you sure about
and
that?
I'm like, Tiffany, she's crying a lot. You might want to go take a nap. No, I was kidding.
Is this really how you feel?
I will console a crying baby unless I can't, and I'm struggling, and you're just sitting there like, hee,
No, I
she
love
gonna
that.
cry, and then I'm like, okay, we can have the
You're
baby
like,
back now.
Tiffany. I'm like, I can't hear you. What? I'm gonna go this
You
way.
said you wanted the baby. Yeah, so
You look like you're doing a great job, Megan.
yeah, I know. I struggled a lot of like anxiety. Like every time the baby would cry, I'd be like, oh my god, the person doesn't want to hold the baby anymore. Let me take the baby back. So I'm guilty of that as well. But and a lot of the times I didn't want the baby back. I just felt bad because the baby was crying or he was like throwing up and being fussy or whatever.
No, I love that.
I don't know.
No, I think Yeah, no, I've seen so many of her different scenarios and her things, and I really, really like what she like does about the whole like setting boundaries, especially with like mothers and mother-in-laws, because I feel
Mhm.
like a lot of people have that like issue. And it the way that people respond, and I'm like, that's like the exact reasoning. There was another one that she did. I don't know if it was the mother-in-law or the mother. Something went wrong in like the birth or whatever, and she was basically saying like only my husband could be there, and people were saying how it was messed up that she wasn't allowing her mom or her mother-in-law to be there. I can't remember which one it was. And I was like, if she has to choose, like, why wouldn't she choose her husband? Like, you guys are really being selfish about it. And some lady
Mhm.
was like, I have such a great daughter because my daughter made her husband wait outside and I can go inside. And I was like, I don't know about that. And I'm like, there's a lot of
Oh.
circumstances, a lot of reasoning, and you should always respect what like the mom says. Like, it doesn't matter who you are. Like, I just don't get why people have to like throw their little fights or the little like
Yeah.
wording in.
It's definitely, I mean, on birthday, I don't care if you're the husband, I don't care if you're the mom, I don't care if you're it's whatever the mom wants.
Yeah.
If the mom wants her mom in there, sorry. Like it's you're the one doing all the work, you're the
Yeah.
one pushing, you're the one doing everything. Like I can totally see how, dad would be like, "Well, I helped create the child, it's my
Yeah.
child, I want to be in there." And I love that for you. I really do. And I get it. Like I get
Yeah.
it. But if it were me and I'm the one who's going to be shitting in front of people, I'm going to be,
Let's
like
not go back to that subject.
super uncomfortable, having my freaking hoo-ha wide open in the greatest pain of my life, like just super. If I wanted my mom in there, I'm sorry about that. And I was only allowed one person, like,
Yeah.
I feel like it's up to the mom because she's the one going through all
Mm-hmm.
this. It's not dad. Dad's just gonna be standing there. You can see the baby after.
See the baby. Yeah.
I'm sorry, but that, I mean, I had my husbands in there both.
My husband, she's had a few.
I had both my husbands in there with each of their births, so. But I
Uh,
do agree that it's pro mom. Like, it depends on what you want to do.
yeah, I
Some
think
people aren't like that.
I really would just like want to and I think like with having so many people in the room, I think it's very stressful.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather just like have one person and just like deal with it, and like then when the baby's here, like everyone else come. But like I don't want
Yeah.
to be in pain, and like you see people have conversations. I don't want to be like fuck you to everyone there. Like I know I'm gonna be rude. Like
Mm-hmm.
I don't need all that dealing with it. And I see when influencers like recorded and stuff, and it's like the influencer, it's like the husband, and it's like mom one and mom two, and everyone in the fucking room, and she's like here crying in pain, and
Mm-hmm.
they're like, "What do you want to do after this?" And they're just like talking.
It's also just such a vulnerable, like, I've never felt more vulnerable in my life. Like, it's a very, very, very intimate, vulnerable moment. And, like, I understand that, everyone wants to be a part of it or whatever.
Mhm.
Like, it's literally a once in a lifetime opportunity. That
Yeah.
only happens once you give birth, to that specific baby. But, sometimes it's nice just to have something that's, just you and your husband.
Yeah.
Like, not everyone needs to be involved in that. I don't know.
I don't need 50 million people telling me it's okay, but then they see me crying because I know I'll be crying.
Yeah,
I'm
and
such a
girl, you better not
crybaby.
have me in that room. I'm telling you because I would never let you look up like, hey man, when you farted.
I
That's
know,
gonna
I'll
be
be
me
like,
for the next 20
did I
years.
poop? And the nurse is like, no, and you're in the background.
Yes, you did.
I can just
I
see you
saw
behind
it.
her. You're like covering your nose and you're like, You pull out your phone. I'm like, she's fucking texting Travis. Fucking bitch.
Guess what Tiffany said?
No, for real. I would know immediately. I'd be like, get her out the fucking room. She's talking about my poop in the phone. Delete the phone. Delete the phone.
Can we kick her out?
So mad.
Yeah, don't have me in there. Girl, I'll be laughing the whole time.
That's all I would see is you would like look this way and you're like, ah, like your big ass exaggerated laugh, and I'm like, that bitch.
Any noise, I would be like laughing in the corner. You wouldn't even be able to give birth because you'd be laughing so hard. They'd be like, ma'am, I need you to stop pushing. You're like,
So
I can't
pissed.
help it.
So like the whole entire time,
Ah.
she recorded and wrote down every single movement and sound that I've made.
Yeah, it's not smart. I should not be in there.
I'm gonna write in that birthing plan. Remember I told you they had that silent option? Silence. Although that's even worse if I am farting. So that's all you hear. We're all like, no one can speak.
Oh no, that's awful.
That'd be the worst room. It'd be so.
I would be able to hear it from the waiting room. I'd be outside the door with a little stethoscope on the door and be like knocking on the door, Tiffany, you farted!
I'd be so pissed.
Oh, anyway.
I can't say that I don't want you there because I do need you to bring me the food.
I know, I'm going to be at the hospital.
The hospital is actually in between us. I don't know if we spoke about this before or not.
Yeah, it's right by the boys' school.
Yeah, so it's in between Megan and I's both of our houses. So Megan's probably the closest to get there.
Mhm.
And then my mom's a second 'cause she's close to me, so she'd be closer to get there.
Yeah. I will be there either to, if you guys have Michael and you go into labor, I can grab Michael because, you don't know how long you're going to be there.
That's true.
So I can sit with him in the waiting room because you're probably not going to have Michael in there with your cooch open.
No, absolutely not.
So
That's all I need. Michael or Bryce, so that they can fucking ask questions.
like,
Your
why
child
is it so hairy?
Bryce gets me all the fucking time, man.
Somebody got a chinchilla under there.
Bryce always gets me in compromising situations and
I
like has to
know.
ask me the most awkward questions. Like, no, he's not. He needs not to be anywhere near me.
And then, yeah. Or if it's, my week with Michael, at least I can bring them to the hospital and we can hang out for a little bit.
Well, yeah, because March, they're still going to be in school.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any breaks in March? Do we know? Like holidays?
Spring break, maybe? Or is that April?
I
think
no
it's
fucking
March,
idea.
actually.
Maybe. No, I love that. But yeah, it's right close, or it's close in between us.
Mm-hmm.
What was it? I don't know who was asking me. Someone was asking me what's going to be my food. I think it was Michael. My food of choice when I am done giving birth, because all these women that are doing sushi, some women did steak.
Well,
I was seeing
depends
all
on
the
what
different
time you
things.
give birth.
Well, you can get sushi from anywhere. I mean, I
Not
guess
at 2
not
o'clock
2
in the
o'clock in the
morning.
morning. I know you'd have to like have that shit on standby.
Mm-hmm.
But there was a bitch actually on Facebook. She got herself a sushi boat.
I saw that. I saw it. She was eating it by herself. It was huge. It was round. She's like, "I waited 9 months for this."
I was like, holy shit. I didn't know for the longest what I wanted. I thought I wanted Popeyes because we thought it was a different hospital that I was going to go to. And I was like, Popeyes is pretty damn close.
Popeyes is close to my house. I could still bring Popeyes.
I know there's Popeyes everywhere. I love it. On every exit. On your exit, on the boys' exit, and then right by me.
Mm-hmm.
That's great. Popeye, sponsor me, please. But I think I want brie cheese.
Tiffany wants a big old thing of brie.
I do. I did not know that you can't eat brie while pregnant due to, I don't know, bacteria or something like that. No freaking idea. Brie's my absolute favorite cheese. And I don't just eat brie cheese like that. I microwave it, so it's extra stinky.
So am I bringing a microwave too? Or does it have to like pre-microwave?
No, you're so close enough to the house. Just heat the bitch up and then just like haul ass over.
Okay.
So you're gonna have stinky cheese in the car with you, stinky cheese when you're coming in and checking in.
Oh, they're gonna be. I'm gonna be like, pass this room, please. They'll be like, damn, woman, you need a shower.
I know. And Mike is like, you can't do that like in a hospital setting. I'm like, why not? Every woman gets to choose what she wants
one of those
as a meal.
Papa John pizza cover things that keeps the pizza hot, and it'll encase the smell until you open it up, and then it's gonna like flood the room.
Like, everyone's gonna be like, oh, I'm like, yes.
What did I get?
That's all I can think about wanting.
I don't remember what I got.
Didn't you say one of them was late or late at night or some shit like that?
They were both late at night. So Bryce, I gave birth to him around I think it was like 9:30 or like 10 o'clock or whatever, because he was quick.
Bryce.
Boom. Yeah. He was super quick. And I got a cheeseburger. Oh, it was like right when the cafeteria closed. So I think it was like right after 10.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, or like a lot of the places around, I think I had to get a burger from the cafeteria. Michael was born at 12. It's like 12:19 or 12:10 in the morning. So.
Oh, damn. Yeah, you can't eat shit.
Yeah, so I didn't really. But the next day, Travis and I Uber Eats Mrs. Empanada. Or Mr. Empanada or whatever it is.
I don't know what it is.
And I got some empanadas. And then I can't remember what I had with Michael the next day. We were poor, so probably McDonald's or something. I don't remember.
I love that for you. We were poor.
Yeah, no shit. Michael's like, we have food at home.
I know. No, I can't think of anything. Michael was asking if I wanted like seafood or something that I haven't had, and I'm like, it's not like I could like flip the switch and be like, oh, like maybe I'll eat it and like I'll love it. Like maybe it takes some time before I like it, but I don't think I'm a hate brie. I just every time I see it, I'm like, damn, I just want it so freaking badly. But I really don't have like a big meal thing.
I'll bring the brie, extra brie, so you're farting in there with Mike.
I know, that's gonna be even worse. I was gonna say if the hole's already wide open, but it's the wrong hole, so never mind. Unless it like does the detaching thing that you were telling me about.
Where they have to cut you. Girl. At least your poop will be liquid.
You're gonna have to say a prayer for the whole family.
There goes our reviews again.
It is not being immature. It is being realistic. That's all I gotta say.
Daria, we spit the facts, okay?
I know y'all may be
Facts
like,
is
that's so
facts.
immature, but that could be me in a few
Oh
months and be
my
like, damn,
God.
it's the truth.
I saw this TikTok, which I want to do still. I just haven't done it. And since we're on the topic of poop again for the second time this season, whatever, I might as well. So I saw this TikTok and it was like Stitch. They were like, there was two types of families going up. You were either in a fart shame family or a fart proud family. And it was like Stitch to let us know which one you were. And I was thinking like which one I was in. I was in both. So my mom was like a fart shame. Like we weren't even allowed to say the word fart. Like we would get grounded.
Really?
I swear
like
to
a
God,
normal thing?
I'm not exaggerating. My brothers were not allowed to fart out loud.
Interesting.
Like you had to go to the bathroom or you would get in trouble. Like legit in trouble. Not a joke, not a laugh. You're like, oh, you're so stupid. Like legit in trouble. And you were not allowed to say the word fart.
That's so mean.
It did. You will get grounded. Like we were not. There was a bad word in our. My mom would call it the F word. And I remember when my mom met my stepdad, he said fart or something, and I told my mom that he said the F word, and he was like, I did not. And I was like, yes, he did, mommy. I was like, he said the F word, and he's like, what F word did I say? And I was like, fart.
Like you got
like,
him.
what the
like gotcha, bitch.
I'm surprised he didn't go and run. If that happened to me and I was dating someone and I was like, your child said the F word,
wrong with you?
fart, I would run. But that was legit. And then my dad's house, my dad's a fart proud family. He would walk around farting in our faces. Like,
no, I love that.
He had a whole song about farts. Like, it was like fart proud over there. And so it was so conflicting because like I was growing up like both ways. And obviously I just leaned more towards my dad because I don't know.
I can't remember on my dad's side like how we were. I mean, I highly doubt we were a fart shaming family. But I don't think we did like farts laughing as a joke or anything like that. I'm trying to remember anything with my siblings.
You were farts neutral?
Yeah, I think we were farts neutral. I don't think it just like was a thing. Maybe we just didn't see each other often to make it a thing. But at my mom's, which my mom might beat my ass for this.
I'm scared.
I can't remember if she listens to the podcast. So if she does. I love you so much.
She does.
So, well, first she used to claim that like moms don't fart. So we grew up under the impression that like moms never fart. Like it's not a thing. We never heard her fart. We never like walked into one. So I was like, she just doesn't. Like we're just like trash and we fart. Like it's just me and my brother for some reason.
You're trash.
Like why we fart and she's like this glorious like perfect thing that does it. There was one time my brother went into her room. Like just got caught her unexpected, and he ran to like go and greet her and like jump on the bed. And I guess when he jumped on the bed, she had like finished farting, so like it exposed and like took him by surprise. He said he never thought he was gonna die more in his life. Like like whoop that fart back out. And she denied it. She was just like, I don't know what that is.
You're a liar, John. Oh.
She said she told us years after that she was like dying because he really did got her in the perfect time, and that she knew that as soon as he landed on that bed, it was just gonna
waft up. Oh my god, that's hilarious.
I was like, damn. And I was like, you do fart. She's like, no, I don't. And I was like,
my mom said the same thing. She said she never farted.
Yeah, she always said she's like, moms don't fart. I'm like, I find that hard to believe. But she also told me a lot of things that scared me. You know, if I looked in the mirror when my tooth came out, I'd never get a tooth again.
That's so random. You tell me that all the time. I'm like, that's so weird.
You know how many times I avoided the mirror, girl?
I can't with you.
So I think we were like kind of in like a fart proud family-ish.
But you didn't get in trouble if you farted.
No, not at all.
So we weren't in a fart shamed house.
Not a fart shamed house. Just maybe mom in denial and us thinking like something was wrong with us that we farted.
Sounds kind of fart shamey to me.
No, I love that.
But not
and
as
my
bad
stepdad.
As mine.
My stepdad was the king of farts. He would like be proud of his farts, and he's like, "This is gonna be a good one."
So it wasn't a
was
fart
like,
shaming house. You were in a fart proud house.
He could clear a room in a second, and you've met my stepdad. He could clear a room in a fucking second. I'm like, please don't do it.
That was my dad too.
I'm like, damn.
Like, what do you eat? I wish I could remember what his fart song was. I'll have to have him sing it for you one time.
No, I'm okay.
And he always had one on deck to time it up to, and he'd like. I'm gonna sing it. Dad, I know you don't listen, but this is for you, Dad. It goes, silence, please. Everybody freeze. Dun, 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 dun.
And he always had one in the chamber for the end.
And he'd be like... Every time.
Oh, now we're gonna have to ask him to do that. Like, I need
No,
to see this in person.
no, oh my god, no. Too many times. Oh god.
That is too funny. He made a whole song.
Yep, he was a gross man.
No, I love that for him.
But anyway, that was a TikTok. I think I'm still gonna respond to it because I thought that was hilarious when it popped up on my FYP. I was like, damn, the algorithm is really speaking to me right now. It was like, because I literally had both. Like, it was literally one extreme. Like, we don't talk about Bruno. Like, they don't exist. You're gonna get in trouble if you do it. And then the other extreme was like, that's all we talked about was like toilet humor. So
that is
if you guys were wondering why I am the way that I am, there's a little bit of my childhood.
No, I love that. That's what we should do
trauma.
on one of our next podcasts is talk about like embarrassing childhood stories.
I think we did.
Oh, then I must have left out a lot of them.
We talked about your boob. Your boob story.
That was a good one.
I had to go back and listen to it. We did. It was like season...
I know, we brought that up the other day, and Travis was like, what are you talking about? I'm like...
Here, let's do our podcast. Yeah, we had a bunch. Maybe we should do a part 2, because I have so many, too.
I have so many, too. When I think about it, I'm like, do I really want to tell the world this? Like, is this world going to tell me I need to go to therapy?
Girl, I need to go to therapy. But anyway, we're going to cut this one short here. And we will see you in our next episode.
Yep.
Bye,
Bye.
guys.